say where it was. You know what? I spent about, I need the other torch one. I spent like a couple of hours in the park today, in the night, and I was looking for the moon. And it wasn't in Scorpio, and it wasn't in Libra. It was actually in Virgo, which was wild because it was wild because I know that obviously the verdict astrology goes back a month, innit? Goes back a season. But it was Virgin on Libra. It was going into Libra. It looked like it was right next to Venus. Hi Linda. Hi Victoria. It was right next to Venus, who was like between Libra and Virgo. So I just thought, fuck it, I ain't saying nothing, I ain't saying where it is. I'm just like, well, how does it feel? How does it feel? And I feel like that was another, hi Delia. I thought that was another reason to really feel your way through these different seasons. When we say like we're getting into a different zodiac sign, how does it feel to you? And then you can kind of gauge, hey Mia, you can kind of gauge what everything else is doing. That's how I'm doing it now, because bruh, it's just a lot. It's a lot of, you know, I love it too. Thank you, Letty. It's just a lot of hearsay otherwise, isn't it? Like, who really knows, like, at this point, you know? And the way time is moving, because we already know it doesn't exist, but you know, just for bants, yeah? The way time is moving, it's moving at an accelerated rate. I feel like I just woke up. I've done a lot, but I feel like I just woke up, to us. So, you know, and then I'm getting ready for bed. But to be honest with you, I've been fasting. I'm so proud of myself because the way. Hi Nolan, welcome. Hey Kenneth, my loves. Yeah, the way I've been going on about fasting, y'all should be fasting. Who's been fasting? Not me. Not me. I'm just telling you. I just tell you the truth, because what's the point in lying to you? I haven't been doing it. And my sugar cravings, they're out of control. They're out of control. So today has been the very first day in a very long time that I've given my body a rest. I haven't chewed anything today. I had a very liquidy smoothie. It wasn't my favorite. I ran out of dates. The second coming, you know, because even though I've gone back to black in my roots, in my heart, I'm greying. Like I'm actually greying in real life, not even in my heart. But you know, so you're gonna see. And I'm actually going to Deep Condition Dirty Diana for my Halloween outfit. Thank you. Make in 1984. Thank you. Are they all there? Yeah, they're all there. All the dots are there. So it's in reverence to Diwali as well, which is easily one of my favorite festivals of the year. The festival that ushers in the light out of the darkness. I mean, it doesn't make sense, you know, being the season as we're going in from the light into the darkness, but who am I? I just come. Who am I to start asking why that doesn't make sense? But I love Diwali. I love the story of Rama and Sita. I think I've been a hopeless romantic my entire life, because I swear I learned about them in primary school. We had to do a whole project on them, and it was the only one I can actually remember focusing on that, and the Terracotta Army, the Chinese Terracotta Army. Those were the only two things I can remember from primary school. I can't remember. Obviously, I must have learned how to read and write, because I can read and write, but the process. But those projects, those two things, listen, so you know I've got to go to the Great Wall of China at some point, because, and also to India to experience Diwali. So maybe this time next year I could be in India. Who knows? But we're thinking big, bitch, innit? We're thinking big. because that is still a theme. Still a theme, especially as we're transforming in this Scorpio season. It's still a whole theme. So, my G's, first of all, how have you lot been feeling? How have you lot been? How are y'all? How are you? How are you guys? And as my G Axel says, it's not a rhetorical question. I genuinely want to know how you lot are feeling, what you've been experiencing. La, la, la. You already know. So I just want to see what y'all have been on. Can y'all hit the like button when you come in, please, my loves? And I think that's it. So while I'm just waiting for a few more of you to come in, I'm gonna smoke. Yes. Okay, here's my downloads while I'm smoking. I might as well tell you my downloads, innit? So it's not really downloads, the actual real life experiences. Oh, Victoria. Girl, sometimes it bees like that though. Sometimes it bees like it's just fucking hanging in there, and we give thanks. We give thanks. But let me make sure I'm not sitting on my plant. Because this part of the plant, the other day, I was sitting here minding my business, and this plant just went like, just jumped on me. I was like, and so, just making sure I'm not sitting on the damn plant. Yeah, sometimes it bees like that, just hanging in there and shit, innit? But we always know we're gonna make it true. So them times we just rest. My inner child is making a comeback and getting a bunch of downloads, a whole paradigm shift. I love that. Nicole, I missed that. So today, yeah, I went outside. I've been doing really good things for myself today. I rested, I stayed in bed for really long. Clean the house, clean my cooker. My cooker looks brand new, honestly. Clean that cooker down differently. And then I went outside, took my offerings. Yesterday was Diwali, so I did an offering for Lakshmi, my first offering for Lakshmi, in fact. And so there's some crying, but I'm enjoying it. Oh, I love that Letty, good girl. Better out than in. And so I took my offering out today for my spirit team, which is the normal stuff that I normally take out. I've been on my period, so obviously took my blood out as well for the tree. And then I scattered that Lakshmi's offering in and around that tree. Anyway, I got to my normal spot to give my spirit team their things, and it was all barricaded off. Like I feel like they've been trying to tell me to stay away from there, because they've been putting up signs. Honestly, they made signs and they put them up. Do not feed the birds and the animals. And in my opinion, I'm not doing that. I'm just leaving an offering, and if the birds and the things them eat it, I feed them. But I'm not intentionally doing that, so I'll be ignoring it. Anyway, I get there today, and the whole thing's barricaded off differently. It's like really weird, but I feel like children did it, because it had like a little entrance, it had a little doorway, and then I could get to my tree and leave my offering. So I did that. There's a little seating area now. So I got my life. I didn't even come out of there for ages. I stayed there for long. And when I initially saw all of the barricade around my tree, or the tree, I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt bullied, and I felt some type of way. And then I was like, I'm going in anyway. So I crawled into the little, I was gonna climb, but then I saw a little place where I could crawl. So I crawled in, and once I was in, I was really happy. And then once I was on the little seated area, which was better than my seating area, it was softer, it was bigger, it even felt like I was having a little armrest. I was like, change is always better than it was. And then that was the word of the day. Change is always better than it was. And as we're in Scorpio season, there's going to be transformation, there's going to be change. Had me thinking about a lot of things. It had me thinking about some of my ships and how they started and how they're looking now, you know. And I was thinking, actually, some of my ships are a lot better than I anticipated them to be and look, considering how they started. It's not going to be the way. Exactly, Shondo. It's not going to be the way you want it, but that's okay. You know what I mean? And I feel like their plan is bigger than yours. You know what I mean? Like, really and truly, you already know at the beginning of the prayer, I say, your will on earth as it is within us. So I feel like the will of God, the will of the Most High, whatever you want to call it, yeah, is always going to trump whatever it is that you think and will for yourself. It's always going to do that. So sometimes this is, I feel like, not sometimes, I feel like the state of surrender, the state of gratitude, state of faith has to be an ongoing theme as we progress through our ascension process individually and as a collective. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I mean, I've been seeing some things. Oh my God, I got a little emotional today because is it Dr. Mumbai? Is that her name? Am I right? I don't know. Anyway, she does like a YouTube channel, and she reported that for the very first time in London, there is a statue of an African. African's name is Johnny something. And the reason why it made me emotional is because he's from Malawi. My biological father was from Malawi, so that makes me half from Malawi. And it moved me. This is a freedom fighter. This is a guy that was opposing the, what do you call it, the pilgrims, the you know, the church people, them that came into the land and tried to take the land and all that. So he wasn't about that life, and he started a revolution. Unfortunately, he was killed during the revolution, but you know, they say, I don't think there is any country in the world that's independent, but they say that Malawi gained its independence in the 50s or 60s, I can't remember. Anyway, one thing I do know about Malawi is that when they had their female prime minister, I'm not sure if she's still reigning or not, but when they had their female prime minister, she made it so that she abolished underage marriages. So she made sure that little girls, big dirty old men, weren't grabbing little girls to marry them. And she that is one of the proudest things that I claim from Malawi as somebody that comes from there. And also their mysticism, their ability to defy, not all of them, but obviously during their rituals and their spiritual practices, ancient spiritual practices, they be floating. Have you seen them? And they're the ones, you know, their feet move super fast, and they got the big masks on, and they're wearing like all the like ruffles or whatever, and their feet are moving like mad, and that's them. And they're also the ones that float as well. So I claim them. When I'm talking to you about my ancestors and my guides and them, it's them I'm talking to also, because I've got a good relationship with my deceased biological father, even though we have never met in life. So yeah, I forgave him last year, and ever since then his whole team have been assisting me and been doing the whole thing. Or maybe they've been doing it the whole time, but the very mere fact that now I love him, acknowledge him, respect and honor him as part of me, because that's what I'd be doing for myself. His team be making a lot of noise in my world. Hey Kadisha, please hit the like button when you come in. And so that is why in big Trafalgar Square now there is a Malawian man as a statue, freedom fighter. From, you have to ask yourself, why would they do that? Why would they put a statue of a African freedom fighter in Trafalgar Square? What does that mean? What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of this? And the meaning, I feel like, is, again, it's sovereignty. It's our self-sovereignty being recognized. It's more confirmation that since the announcement of Lizzie's death, more confirmation to us that we are free. It's a choice. I mean, if you ever see what's happening in the United Kingdom now, it's a whole circus. It's very, very ridiculous. We've got a new Prime Minister, another one, in no less than 42 days, no less than 2 months. We've got a brand new Prime Minister. We had one called Lizzie Truss. Clearly we didn't trust her, so she gone. And now we got our first Asian Prime Minister, historically. I mean, they're all thems, innit? They're all Simons and them. But Now we have an Asian one. Only God knows. I mean, they wouldn't even be cool with Harry marrying Meghan. The way they drag Meghan is really out of order in this here country. Yeah, it's really bad. I'm neutral. I don't care about Meghan and them, like, and Harry and them. But the way they drag her, oh my God. So can you imagine what they're gonna do to this Prime Minister guy? Oh my God. I can only imagine. I can actually hear it because I live in Bermondsey. Like, well, not quite. I live down the road, Bermondsey. It used to be NF, National Front territory. I can hear them from here. The way the people them are absolutely not happy about this shit, because no one got to say. There was no voting. Man was just pushed in. It was better Boris. It's better him than Boris, innit? But I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyway, I've been gapping way too long. Cards are cleansed. Trying to think what else. Oh, thank you, Khadija. I'm trying to think what else. Hey, Shanique. Olivia. Hey, girl. I know who you are. Hi, girl. Hey, mama. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else do I want to tell you lot or say to you lot that's not the obvious. So we got a new moon. I'm going to say, let the cards tell me. Because I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm feeling watery. I'm getting ready. Yes, I am going to do a Patreon, Shundati. I am. I'm just an idea from the source of creator. Hey, my love. I love your name. So yeah, I'm going to let the cards unveil to us what this energy is. Because obviously we're in Scorpio. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Shanique. Thank you, Mama. So yeah, guys, hit the like button when y'all come in. Hey, Ashley W. Watery vibes. I'm feeling Scorpio, man. I am feeling Scorpio because I'm feeling very withdrawn. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather not. I'd rather just be staying in my corner, in my business, in my energy, minding it. That's what I would rather be doing. But I'm being pulled out. The balance is pulling me out. Like, I'm having to spend more time with family, spend more time engaging. Even though I'm semi-retired from the hair game, I feel like it's doing a lot right now. So I'm doing a lot of hair clients, a lot of engaging there. I'd rather not. You know, I'd rather just be in, like I said, be in my corner, but I'm being called to balance out my energy with others. And every time I am with whoever I'm with, I'm really happy about it. It's always a beautiful experience. I have the best clients ever. Obviously, my mum was here for a little while, so I was just spending... Orenze! Hey! Listen, I'll tell you who's in the chat right now, yeah? This is my MVP. He says he isn't, but I'm telling you, Orenze, yeah, is my MVP when it comes to finances, when it comes to understanding this crypto stuff. I'm gonna have to bring him on, you know. I'm gonna have to bring him on in one of these lives, because his knowledge and his skill and his movements in these things, listen, that is the MVP for me right about here, right about now. I'm so happy to see my little baby brother, man. Well, go on, family. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm not 100 on the energy of this new moon, but let's say Scorpio. Let's say Scorpio. Some are saying Libra. Hi, Brooklyn, baby. Some are saying Libra, some are saying Scorpio. I actually, on my little app, saw Virgo. I'm just saying. But if it's right next to the moon and Venus are like this, they're on top of each other. So I would, and as we know, the moon, no, shut up, man. The Venus point moved in it, and it moved into Libra, from Scorpio into Libra. So let's just say, hey Divine Feminine, let's just say if they're on top of each other, it's in Libra, but it feels like Scorpio to me. I want it to be Scorpio. So anyway, let's see what the cards tell us. Let's pray. Our Divine Mother and Father who live within us, hallowed be thy name, our freedom come, your will be done on earth as it is within us. Give us this day our daily breath, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others, as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves, through all lifetimes, timelines, and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. Duanete. Thank you. It is done. So it is, and so it will be. Ashe. I invite my ancestors, my guides, my angels, my Orisha, my guardians of the sea, of the air, of the earth, into this reading to give us a clear, precise reading about this new moon and solar eclipse and Diwali energy. Let's see what it is. Thank you. Ashe. Do you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the gong thing. I'm looking for the gong. Oh, sit there. Oh, God. All right. As above, so below. So within, so without. If it's me, then it's you. If it's you, then it's me. You already know. I'm trying to remember what the music is. I'm not doing it properly. Thank you, Nolan Crenshaw. I'm trying to remember what the music is. I can't remember. It was Calm Well, but it was so dark and heavy that I had to change it. Dark as in, no, let's say heavy. It wasn't dark, but it made me feel a bit dark. Okay. We will start with Old School and Dinkra. You already know. It's been a minute. Let's see. I'll put these over here. Oops. Put these over here. And we're going to use these last as well. So put these over here. 2 types of clarification. I feel like we need another one. I feel like we need something else. Or we're just working with Andinka today. Possibly. Just working with Andinka today. Let's have a look. Alright. Can you give us the first card for this new moon in, as Brooklyn Baby quite rightly said, it could be both. It could be a cusp thingy. I mean, who really knows? But let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Overall energy of this new moon is for the collective, service and leadership. You're damn right. You're damn right. He who wants to be queen king, he who wants to be queen or king must first learn to serve others. Listen, what was we talking about? Because you know we had to bring Lizzie up into this. I don't know, don't really like talking about that too much, but it came up, didn't it? Right at the beginning. So, boom. You lot really clear about what I want for you? Are you clear about who and what you are? Do you understand what your position is and what it means? Because being of service at this time is easily one of the most privileged jobs you can get at this time. If you get the job to be of service, that's your job, and handed out to you by the divine, by the whole orchestration of this whole shift, and you've given the job of service. It has got to be the most honourable jobs of all of the jobs, in my opinion. To serve, to come forward and speak of your experiences, to also help the collective move through these shifts, these energies, these changes, I don't know what I want to say, but that's enough to say that in it. So if you are drawn into service at this time, but you are possibly feeling a bit withdrawn, feeling a little bit held back, this is your confirmation to go right ahead and do that. If you are one of, I mean, it's not fashionable to call yourself king. We're not calling ourselves kings and queens anymore. They're calling us gods and goddesses. Not true. I mean, it's weirder to say god than goddess. It's so easy for me for me to drop off and say goddess this, goddess that, even to Hannibal, even to refer to myself as a goddess. I'm very comfortable with that, but it's weirder and stranger to call a masculine energy a god, because of the indoctrinations and what that means. Do you understand? So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but either way, whether we are, even if we are referring to ourselves as G's at this time, it doesn't mean that we're not in service. We stay in service. It just heightens, it becomes more. So even if you are at the beginning stages, if you're in your kingdom, in your queendom stage, and you are feeling that you might want to be in service on one way or another, hey Flower Child Inc. And Jamie Wagwan. Even if you feel like you want to be in service, it doesn't have to be on a massive scale. You know, it doesn't have to be on a very public scale. You can do that very privately, but do it, you must. Do it, you must, in order to fully step into your role at this time. Let's get a clarifier. Let's get a clarifier. I'm going to use Modern Day Witch. Been a minute. I mean, I brought out some of the old schoolers today. I don't think I brought out enough. But see what this clarification of service and leadership is. Hey, Carolyn Edwards. Please hit the like button when y'all come in, my loves. Okay, boom. Look at this. We got the Three of Swords in reverse. So this is recovery. This is healing. This is being your story is a source of inspiration, as rather than a source of pain and a place of discomfort. I feel like in this energy as well, now that we've got not everything, but we've got the two majors, Saturn and Pluto, now in forward movement. Saturn is still in its shadow period, but Pluto isn't now. So I feel like whatever comes up from the past that reminds us of anything that was uncomfortable is now a sense of I want to say curiosity. And let me explain myself. I feel like when there's, especially from childhood memories are going to be bouncing up, because we are in Scorpio season. So that is part and parcel of it. The subconscious becomes very, very loud at the forefront of things. So I feel like any childhood shit now that's coming up, it's a source of curiosity, a source of actually wanting to delve deeper, to find out the truth, not just the truth that you remember. Many of us are going to be experiencing memories of childhood that were joyful, memories of childhood that made us feel good. Because I feel like for a majority of this process, we are encouraged to look into childhood wounds. But what about childhood joys now in this time? I feel like childhood joys, I saw Ty Nicole talking about, tapping more into her inner child, unlocking certain things, opening up portals for herself. And I feel like this is a theme. I feel like this is definitely something that we've earned. We've earned this this new, hey Elsie, my darling, hey girl, your offering was very, very, very gorgeous today. I feel like this is now a new experience for us all, because I feel like childhood memories, we've all been encouraged, like I say, to remember really unpleasant shit and do the work, do the shadow work to clear that up. But I feel like in this time we are being invited into what gave us joy as children. When I was in the park today in the dark, it sounds weird, but I was in the dark a lot outside. I used to play outside in the dark a lot of the time by myself, because both of my parents worked jobs where they either worked at night or they were sleeping when they should have been minding me. But obviously you can't do two things at once, and I give them more than enough blessing to have been sleeping. At least they weren't cranky parents. They were, you know, they were great parents, my parents, man. They were just sleeping and worked a lot, that's all, you know. But I was gonna say, so I was outside, I was always sneaking out and trying to get in before they either woke up or come back from work, yeah? So I was out a lot by myself in the dark, and today while I was in the park looking to find where the moon was on my little app, my inner child was living. My inner child was living, because I've always been fascinated with the stars. I always used to follow the moon when I was in a car, be absolutely fascinated that it would be following us no matter which turning we took. Also Orion's belt, I always remember the 3 stars in a row, watching them. So running around with me in the park in the pitch black dark today was my life. And yes, the park was locked, but I managed to squeeze myself through my little railings to get out, and you know what, it was a fucking squeeze, you know. So that's why I fast now, because that can't be a thing. I can't be stuck in the park thinking I can squeeze through railings when in fact I cannot. Facts. So so yeah, let the stories of your childhood be stories of triumphs, testimonies from the tests that we've endured in not only the actual childhood itself, but also in the adulthood, and clearing up and healing up a lot of the wounds that we endured in that time. So yes, a lot of you are going to start sharing your childhood stories, even if you are sharing the ones that were painful, but you'll be able to share these stories without crying now. You'll be able to share these stories now without becoming too emotional, because you no longer, first of all, you no longer put yourself there anymore. You no longer transport yourself back to that place. You're just telling an objective story about something that happened, but it's not happening now. And what is actually happening now, being present, being in the moment, making sure that you are completely grounded in right now. And that will allow you to share even the heartbreak of possibly what happened to you, not necessarily to other people. This could be just to yourself. This could be just to your journal, telling yourself the truth about what happened and why it happened, you know, in your opinion. Because really and truly, and some of you can actually fully have access to the truth, but some of y'all are still not using your throat chakras. Some of you are still shook to ask certain people certain questions about what the fuck actually happened. And if you are able to be courageous enough, if you are feeling healed up enough, and this is no pressure, you shouldn't or should not feel any certain way at any particular time, this is all individual to us. If you're feeling healed up enough to ask certain questions to certain people, go right the fuck ahead, especially in this time, because this is the time where, you know, everything is revealed. The truth has to be told. I'm watching The Sandman right now, yeah, and there was an episode where one of the characters had this red ruby, and he made it so that whoever he was around had to tell the truth about themselves and everything else. So that he was in a restaurant where there was just a few people, a waitress, a cook, and about 4 other what do you call it, customers, 5 including this guy, and he observed everybody's conversations. Oh, that really isn't an advert in the middle of the music, yo. Anyway, I'll try to ignore it. Hopefully it'll just disappear and bring the music right back. So he was listening to everybody's conversations, and the ruby was making people tell the truth. So even just something as simple as a couple ordering 2 salads, where one of them actually wanted burger and chips, that was brought to the forefront. And the reason why the one who wanted the burger and chips didn't tell the truth was because he was being dominated and manipulated by the other person. But they were trying to play happy families. They were actually there on their 5th anniversary trying to play happy couples and all of this thing. So I say all of that to say, like, this is no time for people to be deceptive or to be able to chat shit and tell lies. They're going to have to tell the truth. That includes you. So if you're asked certain things, if you are possibly a parent, and your child comes to you asking you certain things about the past, their childhood, you're gonna have to tell the motherfucking truth. There's no point in lying or chatting shit about it. This is the second reading where we've had music in the beginning, it's just shut off in it. Anyway, maybe it's just meant to be quiet and silent, so we'll just leave it so. And then if you yourself, your inner child, has certain questions for certain people that are still here, take the opportunity to ask the questions, man. We're not all here. There's no guarantee. So why not just take advantage and make sure that if those people who have certain answers to certain things that you want to know are around, ask the questions. Ask the questions without fear of a blowback or repercussions or anything like that. All you are looking for is the truth. That's what the swords are about. You know, you're just looking for the truth, and you're looking for clarity. And there could never be a better time to find all of that than there is in Scorpio season, because Scorpio season going to transform your bomber clock, whether you like it or you don't. But sometimes you have to be a participant and ask certain questions, and, you know, speak up on certain things that may have been hidden in the past. Perfect season for it. It's the reason why I love it the most, because the ultimate betrayal for me is lying. If you lie to me, I will never fuck with you again. Probably be cool with you because I don't really hold grudges like that. In fact, I forget some people who I don't fuck with, and be telling them big hello on the street. I forget. But I'll never fuck with you again if you lie to me. So, you know, let's see. Next card. Humility together with strength. The ram will fight fiercely against any adversary, but submits humbly to slaughter, emphasizing even the strong need to be humble. Even the strong need to be humble. Again, this is like just adding on to what the fuck it is we're saying here. You know, even if you have been, you know, plowing your way through certain emotions and holding on to certain things that you felt needed to be secretive, now is the time. You don't have to be strong all the time. Sometimes you have to be humble and release certain information and let certain things go. That's a trait of humility. You know, to be humble. When we think about the word humble, we do think to small ourselves. No, it's to be able to surrender and submit your will to the highest, greatest good of all. You know, to yourself and no harm to others. That's humility. I don't know. I feel like I need music. What are you lot saying? Hey, Cleo. I love it. I love it so much. So let's get a clarifier on that. I can't shuffle for shit. We'll take all of these. Oh god, we'll take all of them. So, oh gosh. we've got the Page of Cups in reverse, inventiveness. So if it's inventiveness upright, let's think about the need to not fabricate our emotions, not to lie about how we are feeling in certain situations, in certain scenarios, even certain things that have already passed. You know, to be able to be very raw about how you feel about these things is another guarantee to the truth. Because you have to be truthful with your emotions, otherwise you're going to manifest some shit you don't want. You know, whenever we act emotionally, a lot of the time the outcomes are not to our liking. So here I feel like it's saying to you, be very honest about how you're feeling. You don't need to pretend to be happy when you're sad. You don't need to pretend to be sad when you're happy. You don't need to pretend to be joyful when you're not. And you don't need to pretend to be sad when you're not. I've said that in it. I'm just repeating myself to Ross. And then we also got the Knight of Cups. And if we are talking about the Knight of Cups being a Knight of empathy, but it's in reverse, you know, sometimes empathy will also have us not calling people out and not holding certain things and people accountable, because we know certain people's stories, we know what they've been through, we know, you know, that they themselves have been through some trauma that you may compare to your own and feel like your own trauma wasn't nothing compared to that, so therefore you're going to let that slide. No, hold certain people and yourself accountable. Even some of you are moving mad. Even some of you want to be you want people to have empathy towards you because of what you've been through, and it's still no excuse to move fucking weird. It's still no excuse to do that. There's still no excuse to treat people unkindly or badly or mean. There's just no need for it at this point. So, you know, rather than getting away with it, or you allowing others to get away with certain behavior because they've been through certain shit, we're not doing that anymore. We're holding people accountable. We can say it nicely. We can say, look, I know you've been through some shit, yeah, but you don't need to move like that, or you don't need to say that, or you don't need to do that. You don't need to go on like that. Do you understand? Oh, I'm not tolerating that. You can go on like that if you want to, but I'm not here for it. I'm not about it. I'm going to stay over here while you continue to thrash around, you know, in your pain. I'm going to stay the fuck over here. I mean, we already know that, but a lot of us, like I say, are being called into leadership, and some of us are using the shit that we've been through not to be in leadership, not to step into our kingdom and our queendom. Do you see? Not feeling worthy, imposter syndrome, the bout again. Then we got the Magician, together with strength. Then we got the Magician because, you know, we're going to be tapping into new magic, I feel like, especially in this season. I mean, we're going to be tapping into some new shit. And when I say tapping into new magic, not hocus pocus shit. New inner skills, able to transmute on the spot. Imagine, you know, sitting there taking all 20-30 minutes to sit down in a violet flame meditation and transmute some shit. Imagine just being able to think about some shit and transmuting it on the spot, immediately, in the moment, without having to go through a whole ritual. These are the things that I'm talking about. This is the new magic that I'm saying that we're all tapping into. And we already know, we keep being told in our this year season, you are going to be graduating into out of your initial witchy states into your kingdoms and your queendoms. You know, we've been told this since from time Lizzie passed on. From time Lizzie passed, or the announcement of Lizzie was made, this is us. This is us recrowning ourselves. But again, remember what it says here, a queen or a king must first learn to serve. And that's something Lizzie didn't do. Lizzie's only served herself and hers. Didn't serve the people. So this is why there was so much wahala about what a king and a queen does, because the interpretation that we've been given through movies and what have you, even in real fucking life, is that kings and queens don't do very much of anything. But really and truly, they are supposed to be serving their kingdoms and their queendoms. They're supposed to be in service to those who they love, they claim to love. You know, and that starts off very small. That starts in our own individual kingdoms and queendoms. You know, being able to be of service to the people that we love, being able to surrender to that service. Not just because you're a mother, not just because you're a spouse, not just because you're a child. You know, being able to just be in service, because that is what it means to be a king and a queen. That is what it means to be of royalty. And then you reap your rewards from that, from other sources. You don't tax the people. You don't have expectations of the people just because you've been in service. You don't do that. What you do is do what you do your job, do what you're supposed to be doing, be in gratitude, be an absolute humanoid. I was going to say humanoid. I don't know what to call us anymore. I don't know what the fuck to call us anymore, because now I feel like we've divided into so many different species of human. I don't know what to call us, but really and truly, your brothers and sisters. You know, our brothers and sisters from wherever the fuck we come from, all of us, because we're all from different places, different star systems, different ancestral lines, different fucking, all genealogies, all types of things are different. But one thing is for true, that we're all having this experience right here, right now, together. And those of us that are for the highest, greatest good of all are over here doing one thing, and those who are not are over there doing their thing. So let us that are over here doing our highest, greatest good for all, you know, be doing that for one another without expectation, without attachment, and without grudge. You get me? Because I mean, to serve has always been, you know, I feel associated with something like slavery, you know, a chore, something that you have to do but you don't really want to do. But no, in fact, that is actually the very nature and the very purpose of our existence here together. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. Hey, Schumann Renee Scott. And then finally, we got the Eight of Swords. This is your self-imposed prison. You know, this is the only thing that's stopping you from truly stepping into your kingdom and your queendom is you, still. But that's okay, because we're in Scorpio season. We're able to transform that. We're transmuting that on the spot. Transmuting that on the spot. Some of you are going to be coming into your actual physical abundance, physical wealth. You know, some of y'all are going to be seeing money you ain't never seen before. Some of you are going to be seeing attention you ain't never seen before. Some of y'all are going to be public speaking, and you know, some of y'all things that you've been doing for a while are going to be taking off in ways that you could have never imagined. But here we are, and the only thing that's stopping you from truly stepping into that is you. Your own thoughts, your own imposter syndrome, your own self-imposed prison. Let's see what else. Hey, Cosmic Ken. Hit the like button when y'all come in, please, my loves. It's the silence for me. It's alright though, because even today, you know, when you clean the house, you like to throw on some music or whatever. I didn't put on nothing, just silence me and my thoughts. And I was really having to talk to myself, like, honestly, not drowning them out with music and shit. So maybe that's why the music stops. We just got to be honest with what we're feeling and thinking right now, and not being distracted by anything. Okay, 2 more cards. We'll take this one first. I just want to big up Sophia for my outfit. this was my full moon outfit from gift from her a couple of months ago. No, it was last month, September. I love this garment. I love this garment. Trust and believe that understanding. It says symbol of an understanding or an agreement, linked hearts. I feel like it's everything I just said about being in service. Thank you so much. Being in service, understanding your role, understanding what our purpose is right here, right now, in these times. Understanding that all of us made an agreement before we all got here to be in service, be in leadership, be able to surrender to the flow of things, humility together with strength. It's a together thing, it's an us thing. It's not a me or I thing, it's an us and a we thing at this point, you know, and one of us can't be prosperous and doing great while watching others suffer. That's unless it's their own choice, you know, unless they're in their self-imposed prison and there's nothing you can really do. You can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. You can't do that. That's crazy. But what we can do is encourage, continue to encourage people to step out of their self-imposed prisons, just by being the example of what happens and what it looks like when you do that. Do you understand? Because we've all been there. We've all had self-imposed prisons. We've all had a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, a lot of disruption, a lot of trials and tribulations throughout our journeys in these vessels right here, right now. So, you know, all you can do is be the example. You don't have to evangelize nothing. You know what I mean? And that, in turn, just makes you automatically of royalty, because you're in service first and foremost to yourself and the Most High that lives in you. Look at this. So we've got louder petty conflict, loud. Let's not be having arguments about who's doing what, how, when and where. Let's not be doing that. Let's not be turning on each other. Oh my God, theme. Let's not be fucking turning on each other in this time, in this space, in this collective. Let's not be doing that, because you know when you're quiet and just observing, you see more and more shit, you know, especially when you're not participating in whatever the wahala is. And I've just been seeing, you know, a lot of it. I guess people would say that they're defending themselves, they're defending their names because somebody else said this and that about them. But I feel like right about now, it's like some playground shit. You know, so-and-so said this about me, so I'm going to go over here and say that about them. Or so-and-so did this, so I'm going to be over here passive-aggressive and do that. It's just mad to me. It's mad to me. You know, like, come on, man. First of all, we're all in this thing together. We're all in this thing, this process together, and it's difficult for all of us. It's hard for everyone. So why are we going to be making shit harder for each other? You know what I mean? Take a little bit of what you like and leave the rest. You know, nobody's completely right and nobody's completely wrong. Everybody's just doing things in a way that's comfortable for them. And you shouldn't be told either or either way. There should be no bickering, wear the mask, don't wear the fucking mask. You know what I mean? Like, take the something, don't take the something. You know, that's the old argument that I'm bringing. But you get what I'm saying? Like, just do whatever the fuck you want to do for you. You understand? And it should have nothing the fuck to do with nobody else. The way you're moving and the way somebody else is moving has got nothing the fuck to do with you. It's not personal. I'm telling you, like, as one of my prayers today in the bush today was just like, please, can I just not be taking shit so personally all the time? Please, can I not do that? So much petty energy, it's boring. You know, you go in to get a little word sometimes from, you know, and next thing you know, they're sitting down talking about, well, you know, you don't know about my ancestors and my people and my team will fuck your team up. The fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And I'm talking about some of my elders. And you know I'm already old in this bitch. But I'm talking about some of my elders moving like this. And I'll be like, what the fuck is this? Yo. Not even, oh, somebody said Sampa the Great. I love her so much. It's not even the youngers. It's not even the youngers, man. I'm talking about big, big people, grey haired up. We're all grey haired up, pettying over who said what and who didn't say what on the internet. Come on, we're not doing that, are we? Are we? Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. If your brethren believes in one thing and you believe in something else, doesn't mean that y'all can't be friends and y'all can't be in this situation together, supporting and loving each other through it. Do you get having a deeper understanding and understanding of your own individual paths? But it doesn't mean that we're not going to still meet up and walk on the same roadside together. You get? We've just got to be less judgmental and less quick to get angry. Take less shit personally. It's not personal, this journey. When people are going through it, man, they're going to lash out, but it's not personal to you. Sorry about lipstick on the card. Fucking hell. Harmony and mutuality. Harmony and mutuality, that is what we're fucking aiming for in these times. That's what we're aiming for. Harmony exists between elements in the sky, such as the stars and the moon, but they're not the same. They're not the same. They're two different entities, and they do two different things. But they're existing together quite happily. Night and day don't fight. They just come when it's their time and they leave when it's their time. There's no beef between the caterpillar and the butterfly. They know their roles. The butterfly's not gonna put the caterpillar down, and the caterpillar isn't gonna wish death on the butterfly, because they know it's one in the same things. If it's you, then it's me. If it's me, then it's you. I'm not gonna fucking thank you so much for the donation, Habiba. If it's you, then it's me. If it's me, then it's you. There's no way that I'm gonna look down on somebody's moves or behaviors, because, bruh, if you knew me, brother, if you knew me, y'all, there are some people I'm still their fucking worst person, because I moved fucking mad and I spill all of my pain, oozed all over everybody. Hey, Kate Harris, my love. Do you understand? So, you know, we're not here to judge and to compare ourselves to whether or not somebody's more healed up than you are, or you're more healed up than somebody else, or, you know, you're over here on your journey and they're over there, so you can't fuck with them. Remember what I told you? So at some point in even in our most healed states, motherfucker be toxic. We do. Do you understand? Like, I'll be moving with some toxic motherfuckers. We do, because, you know, we're all things. We're all things. I'm trying to think. Now, deep, like, yeah, I've got some toxic motherfuckers that I still fuck around with sometimes, because, you know, every now and again. And I'm strong enough not to let that shit rub off on me. Now. You understand? I'm not gonna, there's even grown up relatives that I couldn't avoid even if I wanted to. That sometimes I have to give time and space to. I have to. You know, I can't avoid them. Doesn't mean that they've got any power or influence over me. Do you understand? And sometimes, there's times, as even I can tell you as a mother, sometimes my own motherfucking kids don't want to be around me. They'll be like, girl, you wilding. I'd rather not be around you. And that's okay. I don't even take that shit personally. Yes, I'm wilding. Let me go over here and carry on whiling by myself without spilling that out onto you lot. Because it's not fair. It's not you lot. I think that it could be in Libra, innit? The new moon, because we're feeling a lot of balance, innit? Harmony, mutuality. Feeling that shit. Humility together. Balance, more balance. You know, justice. Balance. Look at this. The 11. So it could be, you know, it could be. We ain't got no water. We got fire though, boy. We got water. We got fire and air. We got a bit of water. Got cups. All in reverse though. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I don't know if it's that important, to be honest. Just the fact that we are in a new moon is a celebration in itself. Look at this card stuck to my hand. Thank you, Natalie. So where are we? Harmony and mutuality, and then we got the 5 of Cups. You know, there could have been some harsh shit said in the past. You know, there could have been some out of order moves made in the past, where, you know, there'll be some regret. You'll be feeling sorry. Say sorry. Say sorry. Not everybody's gonna say sorry to you though. You understand that, innit? And that's not personal. Some people can't actually physically say sorry. It's just the way some people are set up. You know, and there's just more work that they need to continue to do in order to get to that space where they can apologize for certain things. You know, but if you can and you feel like you need to, if your apologies needed, make it. Thank you. Yeah, hit the like button. There's 100 of you lot in and there's only 80 likes. Can you lot hit the like button, please? Let's get into Moonology. I'm sweating. That's why I'm just hurrying up now because I'm hot. There's too many cards. Sweating and it's like there's no heating on, nothing. Why am I so hot? I mean, the second coming of Diana is... Oof. Easy. Hold heads up. Hold heads up. Alright, let's get some Moonology insight. Can we please do that? Also, it must be detoxing to some point, innit? If I'm fasting, I forgot that it's been that long since I've done it. Like, I forgot what happens to the body. If I do it for long enough, it will, like, by 48th hour, if I just stick to water, I'll get cold. Like, my regions, actually my feet are cold, you know? My feet are cold. It's what normally happens when I fast. I'm boiling today. All right, Moonology. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Let's read it. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and important work cycle. But I told you that some of y'all are going to be seeing some money. Hey, Jag TV. Some of y'all are going to be seeing some money, some notoriety, some visibility that you have never experienced before in your life. But, you know, just be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, innit? If you're unhappy in your current job, this is the time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, wherever you work, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months. So if you want to continue being... Oh, wait, let me say that. If you want to continue serving the wrong thing, then this is... Let me say that again. Let me get back here. Let me get back here. Okay, service and leadership. If you really want to get into, hey Shawnee, into real service and leadership, if you no longer want to be serving something that is not of your highest greatest good or that of others, then this card is letting you know that it's time to really truly take that leap of faith and begin being in service to, first of all, yourself and then that of others. If you're unhappy, blah, 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 we've done that. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new planning strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years' time. That will inform your best course of action now. So think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests it's a time for you to be ambitious about whatever it is you want to achieve. Dream big, bitch. It's that season, and we're going to continue to be encouraged. Like, don't small yourself. Don't underestimate your achievements and your contribution. Don't underestimate your contribution. Don't underestimate how important your presence, your voice is. Don't underestimate that, because then that will continue to have you living under the radar, under the behind the bushel. We need you. We need you. You're part of the puzzle, and with that part of the puzzle needs to be slotted in accordingly in order for us to reveal this bigger picture that we're continuously trying to take a higher look at. This is another symbol of the Scorpio. This is an octave of the Scorpio, which is the eagle, that will see things from a higher perspective. Attune to the moon. Make a proper plan and execute it well. Plan to fail or fail to plan. Fail to plan is failing to plan is planning to fail. I've learned that the hard fucking way. I'm not going to lie, I've got through a lot of things through the skin of my pants without planning, by just flowing. But now with planning, it's less stressful, it's less complicated, because it's bite-sized. You know what I mean? You'll be able to do a little bit at a time, rather than just going with the flow all of the time. When it comes to business, when it comes to your financial security, when it comes to doing the things that you really truly love and want to do, you know, there needs to be some level of planning, you know. And I hate to tell you that, because I really want to just tell you, oh man, just go with the flow, you know, set your intentions and what have you, blah. Setting the intentions is to some extent planning. You know, if you set an intention to do one thing, then the next question you're going to ask yourself is, how am I going to achieve that? What is my contribution to this achievement? Yes, you're going to be assisted by the unseen, but also, what is your contribution? You have to be a part of it. You have to contribute. You have to participate in your own life. You can't let somebody else steer the boat of your ship. That's mad. That's mad. In anything that you do. Additional meaning of this card: you need to be more disciplined to reach your goal. I feel really good about fasting today, because I feel like this is part of me. This is part of me participating in, you know, manifesting a new for myself. I mean, I like it. I enjoy manifesting. If I could manifest new every day, I would. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. Sometimes I like things the way they are, and I like to just stay in that shit too. You know what I mean? But right about now, yeah, I can manifest little new, little more, little expansion, little peace more. Why not? Why the fuck not? You know, I'm taking on this whole dream big, bitch. I'm on it. Think big. I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking more expansively. I'm thinking more, just bigger. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And it's not unachievable anymore. Nothing seems unachievable anymore. Nothing seems impossible anymore. Everything is possible, because I said it is to myself. So therefore I'm experiencing that. See me? That's all you got to do. And you got to be part of it. You got to participate. That's all. Very simple shit. It's actually very simple. But we're very, 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 very hard on ourselves. And then we allow other things to distract us and get in our way. You understand? But when you're focused on you and what it is that you want to achieve, nothing can fuck with you. Nothing at all. Not one thing. I saw this girl today. Oh God, she's new. I mean, she's not new, but first time I've ever seen her. And she was giving us the analogy that even if somebody threw a whole meteor at you to make you fail, hey Leah, to make you fail for whatever reason, because there's still people evil eyeing you. I've gone double on my evil eyes because it's Scorpio season. I'm not playing. You know, I'm doubling up on this shit this time because it's the season, isn't it? So you know there's going to be a lot more red eye and them things there. And like I said, you know, a long time ago, if a witch or even anybody cannot control their emotions, they can cause actual chaos and havoc in other people's lives just by bad minding them. It's possible. So I'm saying, like, if you can, if somebody's thrown a meteor at you, no weapon formed against you can prosper. So by the time it gets to you, it's a little rock. It's a rock and it actually misses you. You just dodge that one. You see it even coming. You just dodge that real quick. Nothing can touch you. Nothing can hit you. Nothing at all. And that's with Simon and them as well, because Simon be throwing them fucking meteors in our direction, hoping to crush all of us. But we're not having it. We're not fucking having it. Simon, you got no power over me, innit? And that goes for everything and everybody else. Got no power over you without your fucking permission. So don't give it permission. Don't put energy into it. Don't give it no life. That's all you got to do. That's your participation in your own life, to keep certain things and energies away from you. You understand? That's all. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. I would say work smart. I don't like to work hard. I never have. Oh Lord, watch the madness is coming up now. Okay, hold on, you guys. There you go. So yeah, you lost track of what I'm saying. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. Okay, yeah. Working smart is always the way. So this is why we plan. This is why we make plans. Because sometimes you got to work harder than you want to if you leave shit to the last minute. I'd be knowing, because I'd be living that life for a very, very long fucking time. So, you know, if you can give yourself a little plan, a little to-do list, little goal setting and them things there, all of them things making me cringe, like, what God the fuck you mean? But yes, it's very important. It's very important. Especially if you don't want to work hard. Working smart takes some level of skill to actually pull off. So to begin with, you must plan. To begin with, in order to work smart, it takes a level of planning, and then before you know it, you've got a formula to working smart, and you don't really work hard again in your life. You're chilling most of the time, to be honest, and still expanding and still growing and still accumulating everything that you need, and still making sure that all of your needs are met at all times. You have multiple streams of income at all times. So therefore, even if you're lying down, if you're not actually physically doing anything, you're still getting paid. Something is still coming through because you're working smart. You have multiple streams of income. That's what y'all need in these times. And I'm not telling you to do too much. I'm not telling y'all to do too much. My advice for all of you, especially for those of you who have just starting business, just starting a new venture, just finish that. Get really good at that. And then once that is doing really well, you take the income, the extra money from that, and you put into something else. And you give that the same energy that you gave the first thing, because the first thing should be just moving by itself. And then, you know, when that second thing is doing things, then you move on to something else, probably less strenuous, little investment here, doesn't even need to do nothing, it just grows by itself. See me? Oh, Black Magic 363 did an amazing lecture with Dr. Phil Valentine a couple of weeks ago about water and the financial system and what's going to be happening with the money. Excellent lecture. You guys get into that, watch that for some guidance and some inspiration on how to invest and how to move forward in these times when it comes to what your coin. A very good omen for study or teaching. This is a very good time to get into learning something new. And again, very good time for teaching, being in service. you know, teaching others about your experiences of your journey and how you got from there to there. That's all this is really at the end of the day, you know. It's just experience. Don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling. We spoke about that, innit? Don't take shit personally, and you know, surrender. You know, be humble in this thing. Being humble means that you're not trying to control nobody out here. You know, you can just about try and control yourself, but really and truly, you don't need to even control yourself. You just need to surrender to what feels right and what you need to be doing at any particular time. I swear to God, if I try to control everything in my life, because I've been there, it's exhausting. I was aging exponentially. I was miserable. I was overweight, you know, carrying too much weight, trying to be in control of everything. You know, I was a bitch, really and truly, when I'm out here trying to control everything. Release control, even of yourself, you know, and losing control isn't what we've been taught in terms of running around like a mad person. This is more to do with losing control of how the hows and the whens, the outcomes, releasing control, surrendering to divine timing. The teaching. Capricorn is the sign of ambition, building and hard work. The energy is solid and rigid. Oh, and also with Saturn going forward, this is another reason for this energy being very present right now. The new moon in Capricorn is a powerful lunation that comes towards the end of each year and marks arguably the best moment annually to make the list of your hopes, dreams, ambitions, and intentions for the year ahead. Pulling this card at any time suggests that with planning and discipline, you may achieve whatever you set your mind to. With planning and discipline. So planning is really the easy part. It's holding yourself accountable to it. It's having the discipline to follow certain things through. It's having, one of the things that I learned just before I went into business for the first time successfully, because I've been trying to go into business, but not really being successful at it. But the very first time that I was successful at it was when I was training. When I was training to be a hairdresser or a loctician, I would work 12-hour days, sleep in between those 12-hour days, maybe 6 hours, and then go again. And for me, working like that really taught me that if I can do that for another person's business, for another human being, then I can do that for myself. If I can put that type of energy into somebody else's expansion of their vision and their life, then I can do that for myself. So if some of y'all have been getting up every day for years on end, waking up, doing something for somebody else's business and their ambition and their vision, then you can do that for yourself. You can do that for yourself. And this is where working for money needs to be abolished, because you can't work for money. If you work for money, then once you have to do that for yourself, you won't do it, because you only did that for money. You have to be disciplined and passionate enough to be able to do that for yourself, even if there was no money coming through. And eventually money will come through, because there's no way that you put that type of energy into something and you don't get a return. There's just no fucking way. It just doesn't work like that. Okay. Last card, and then we out. I don't know when we're going to do the 5 aspects of the soul. I don't know. But we're going to do it soon, because it is needed. We haven't done it for almost a month now. Thank you for the lights, guys. See the match. Garnet. 8. Garnet passion. It's exactly what y'all need. Some of y'all need this to get you guys going, putting that type of energy into yourself. No sound. What do you mean? Can you not hear me? No, don't tell me there's no sound, because somebody said that I needed to increase my volume. And I was just like, what do you mean? I'll be shouting all the fucking time. What do you mean increase the volume? Can you not hear me? I'm not going to continue until y'all come back. Yes, we can hear you, Mama. Okay, wonderful, great. Garnet is a rejuvenating stone believed to, protect against evil and terrifying dreams and to attract love. Self-understanding. You are a passionate soul with a courageous heart. Be confident and constant. Let go of your inner demons, taboos, inhibitions, and fantasies. Recognize self-sabotage and expand your awareness into all that you can be. Virtue matters to you. You are capable of great devotion to a cause or a relationship and have a strong survival instinct. Divination. Take action now. A mystery is solved. Some of y'all need to use your voice to ask certain questions to certain people, especially about your Uno's childhood. I'm glad Uno loving this. I'm loving it too, because this is everything I fucking needed to. Try and believe that. Take action now. A mystery is solved. Have courage. There is a way out. Turn a crisis into a learning challenge. If danger approaches, stay calm. You are protected. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. Be emotionally honest. I swear the card was here, but because everything's just piled up. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. Don't try to invent an emotion to suit somebody else's feelings. What the fuck is that? Y'all still doing that? No, man. Stay calm and you are protected. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. You may attract a partner for sexual healing. Make no long-term commitments, as it may fizzle out once the purpose is fulfilled. It is Scorpio season. Allow yourself. Allow yourself. Indulge if you must. Darlings. Do what you need to fucking do. Okay, but be safe. Always. Be safe. You know what I mean? Be careful with the weird energy as well, because you know what it's like out here. You know. But if you already know, then go for it. Have yourself a ball. And get into some primal screaming on orgasm. Get into some sex magic. Get into some manifesting on orgasm, people. Because orgasmic energy is the most potent manifesting energy of all time. So use it wisely. Healing insight. Finding an appropriate outlet for your passions and emotion creates well-being. Fail to plan, plan to fail. So get into it. What do you want to do? What do you truly, truly want to do? And why aren't you doing it yet? Why aren't you doing it yet? Well, what is what? Frequency, medium, chakra base, sacral, heart, energizes all. So base, you are safe. Sacral, you can create. Heart, you are loved. Timing, Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius. So we got the new moon in Capricorn as well. Got none of the moons that are, or the zodiacs that they say it is. So, you know, let's just keep it moving. Let's just do whatever we want to do. Soul path, expressing your soul's passion. And the last thing I want to close with was, again, unlearn, relearn everything. Because why? So today, just today was the first day. I was today years old when I learned that the word matrix means mother, means womb. All this time we're trying to get out of the matrix. And Google it for yourself. And we all decided that the matrix was a terrible thing because that's what we were told. And none of us decided to research or even Google the meaning of the word. But if you Google the word is right there. It means mother. It means womb. It's Latin or some shit like that. So, again, like I said, guys, you know, just get into the habit of relearning and learning everything all over again. Because, man, we got some shit really fucked up out here. And this is probably one of the primary reasons as to why some of us are not doing the things that we want to be doing, because we've got some information fucked up and crossed, our wires crossed. So, you know, just, you know, continue to let go of what you thought you knew and be open to some new shit. Tarot equals Jesus. Don't lie to me. I'll go on for that. Hierophant the Sagey, is it? Wow. So we're going to be learning some new shit together. So yeah, guys, if you don't believe me, right here, right now, you can Google the word matrix and see that it translates in Latin as mother and womb. Imagine. And it's been demonized all this time. Makes sense, right? So anyway, guys, I love you lot, and I will see you lot very, very soon for the 5 aspects of the soul. And in the meantime, enjoy this beautiful new moon energy, this Diwali energy, and this eclipse energy, and this Scorpio season. We here for it. And in just a few days, I will be getting my whole life dressing up for our Halloween reading, because you know I live for that shit already. I've really got to learn how to do the Day of the Dead face. I think I'm going to start practicing from now. Get me some good face paints and get into it. Anyway, I love Uno so much. You already know.